Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. And as always, I hope that you enjoy. Useful piece of paper, written by _sky, __. Mr. Human Ambassador, I am honored to extend the invitation to the venerated prize ceremony. By this act of patronage, your species is officially requested to participate. Congratulations. Oh yes, indeed. That is the Commonwealth's equivalent of your Nobel Prize ceremony, just far more prestigious. Absolutely. I know you deem your Nobel Prize winners highly, but this is the event on a galactic level. The awards are given every 12 years for advancements in a multitude of fields of science and artistic achievements. Which piece of your art is nominated? Oh, not to insult your civilization's cultural accomplishments in any way, but your species' nomination is not of such a nature. Rather, it is of scientific one. To be honest, I too was surprised. Never before has a civilization that only just developed FTL and joined the Commonwealth received a nomination in any scientific field. Yes, this is a great honor indeed, and I reckon that due to this you will soon be able to apply for full membership. No other species will dare to vote against fully accepting such a promising and new addition to the Commonwealth. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't say exactly what it is that you're recommended for. The ceremony is secretive for reasons rooted in ancient tradition. But these days it is done just because it gives more flair to the event itself. However, I can confirm that your nomination falls in the category of practical use of science, or what I believe you would call patent, or maybe scientific paper, or rather useful one to be more exact. Exactly. Our AIs have stumbled upon something in your patents database, which has deemed incredibly convenient to the Commonwealth's wide population. Thus, you were directly nominated. Yes, the main scientific AIs are the ones making the nomination. No, it's not computer games. Yes, they are amazing artistic creations, and they are becoming widely popular, but, no, sorry. I really can't say more, but you can be sure it's not video games. If it were those, your nomination would fall under the art category, not patents. You see, it does make sense to be secretive about it. It generates a lot of interest, doesn't it? Hell, I guess your entire species will be watching the ceremony live, and they will be speculating on the nature of your nomination, searching for the probable patent, where it was first published, used, etc. That is one of the reasons the venerated prize ceremony became so stunningly popular and a regal event. I'm glad you understand. Of course, if you win, the rewards will be paid out entirely, even if your civilization is not a full member yet. I would not worry too much. Even if you do not win the first prize in your category, the Terran status will be immensely improved by the end of the ceremony. Oh, for sure, the practical use of science is one of the categories held in the highest esteem. It is the equivalent of your Nobel Prize in physics, importance-wise. Well, the last time the reward was given to the Cull and AI hive mind, it came up with a rather amazing way to use sub-quantum physics to program machines of a subatomic level. Revolutionary, really. And it was all discovered by accident. But applications are enormous. Ability to literally program something vastly smaller than an atom and use it to perform complex tasks. It is... yes, your species still doesn't know the inner workings of a sub-quantum world, but that is due to lack of processing power on your AIs. I mean, the amount of data storage space needed to work on it is an order of magnitude greater than what you currently have, so, True, that is what makes your achievement of being awarded the nomination a stunning success. Oh, winner directly prior to Cull on AI hive mind, No, there was no nomination for practical use of science for that cycle. It really has to be something big to actually be nominated. So sadly, there are even times where there is no contender at all. Yet, that only adds more to the prestige of the prize. Certainly, you can now access the history files on the venerated prize ceremony. Even just that will do wonders for your scientists in terms of guidelines as to where they should focus their research. But as things currently stand, I am very hopeful you'll find your way faster than most. You see, now our ways suddenly do not seem so strange or unreasonable to you. Every race has a different mentality and differently programmed AIs, what in turn enables the Commonwealth to attack some hard problems from different angles, resulting in some races making discoveries others would never be able to. Or they would spend orders of magnitude more energy to achieve them. I should not say that, but all things considered, you actually stand a good chance of winning, and that says something, considering this year has a record number of nominations, 5 nonetheless. This will truly be a magnificent year for practical use of science in the Commonwealth. No, I'm afraid I can't tell you about the other nominations either, naturally. Yeah, it was a silly question. It would not be a secretive award ceremony if I was leaking information like that, would it? Ah! That was a good joke. Hell, now I feel sorry that I'll have to keep your part of this conversation secret too, so nobody will ever hear it. Damn, it really was a good joke. Yes, in case the winning prize, it is customary for your political leader to make a speech. Your biological leader, that is, not an AI. That too is all due to tradition, but nobody minds it. It makes the whole thing even more inspiring. After the speech, our AIs finally showcase the patent in question for all the galaxy to admire. Absolutely, your president will be more than adequate for such a task. Well, I have nothing more to add. Your delegation for the ceremony can arrive when you deem appropriate. They'll be given honorary seats, with all other accommodations taken care of. The event itself will be free broadcast to all, so there should not be any problems. Though, the honor is mine. Welcome to the Commonwealth, Terrans. A few weeks later. You still have no idea on what patent we might have been nominated for? No, Mr. President. We went through all of our scientific papers, but we assumed that it has to be something related to our graphics software. Really? Indeed. Other races never had video games industry, thus their computer technology never developed in that direction. You simply do not need purposely designed graphics-dedicated software and hardware for most of the mathematical and scientific problems. You can solve all of those equations without any graphic interface at all. Actually, it makes perfect sense. Yes, sir. After all, we humans are a species that relies heavily on our senses of visualization, and we did spend a good amount of resources on programming our AIs in those directions. All right, I'll then direct my PR department to write a prize acceptance speech with that in mind. You better be ready, not to embarrass yourself. Day of the award ceremony. Today, dear audience, from across the galaxy, we present you the fruits given to us by the most brilliant minds in the Commonwealth, and even the ingenious patent conceived by the ones which are not yet full members. After those words, the eyes and cameras in the gigantic room turned towards the human delegation. Indeed, this is a great day for the galaxy. Never before has the competition been so stiff or grandiose, nor have I been more proud to announce the winner. The atmosphere was so tense that it could stop a bullet. After carefully and with due diligence calculating, simulating, and using countless other methods of predicting the effects of this cycle's practical use of science, nominees' contributions will have on the life and the Commonwealth and future of civilizations, the committee of the main AI has finally decided on a clear winner. There was a pause. All objective measurements are clear. The cycle's winner is... The silence in the room was deafening. "The Terran Union," proclaimed the narrator, his voice ecstatic, but the place was silent. The president and the rest of the human delegation looked around, smiling. Thus, let us now commemorate our winners with their species' traditional gesture of gratitude. Please clap your hands, tentacles, or any other appendages you might have, as this is the common way humans greet something they approve. Out of nowhere, a noise of honest appreciation erupted. Cheers and claps in all the ways members of the other species present knew how to make echoed over the room. All that to celebrate and congratulate in the human manner. The president rose from his seat with practiced movements, his smile never fading from his face as deep in his chest the human heart was beating with pride bounded by this momentous occasion. In seemingly just a few steps, the experienced politician was ready, standing in front of the esteemed audience of the best and the brightest the Commonwealth had to offer, with the ears of the entire galaxy eager to hear his every word, and then finally see the reveal of such an amazing piece of practical use of science. The president, for his part, glared into the distance, taking a striking pose he certainly repracticed countless times before his PR department, determined to present mankind in the best light. He spoke with eloquence and enviable oratory skills, likely given to him by a talented team of writers that prepared a speech beforehand. Dear citizens of the Commonwealth, today my society is proud to become a part of your history in a way that we could have only dreamt of. The destiny, in its chaotic wisdom, decided that this time the youngest of races would solve one of the most profound problems. Nodding with his head, his eyes reflected intelligence, the president continued. Admittedly, some of your customs seem strange to us at first. He paused for a heartbeat. Indeed, this very event is one such example. Nominating and even proclaiming a victor prior to revealing which deed was done to diverse such praise is unorthodox from a human point of view, to say the least. A smile danced up the president's lip. But not anymore. It is this day that we see the wisdom in your ancient traditions. Because ever since the nomination had been given to us, we spent countless days wondering, pondering, contemplating as to which part of us, which part of humanity, has impressed you so much. What could our mind possibly develop that would amaze ones like you? Silence swept over the room, interest and admiration shining from every sapient being listening. And then, like many times before in humanity's history, something blinked. He left the last word hanging, and we tried looking ourselves through your eyes. Suddenly, remembering how the act alone, the ability to visualize others' dilemmas, the other's point of view, was always mankind's way. His voice now growing energetic. Yes, that is mankind's way. He raised his hand in a lecturing manner. We refuse to turn our heads away, no matter how hard was it to face our disputes. We were eager to do it, to stare into the abyss and its darkness, in spite of how scary it must have seemed at times. The president shook his head and looked straight at the cameras. Because, as the Commonwealth has shown, the only way to fight back against the cruelties of existence is to attack them from all angles. An act which starts at first by observing, not running away into abstract world of mathematics and logic. All more so because those tools can often give you the right number, but an extremely wrong idea of what you are dealing with. And we humans, well, we always wanted to see the bigger picture. And with those words, the president gracefully bowed to the audience, which instantly erupted in cheers and applause, being fully able to understand every deep meaning of his gestures. Back on Earth, the untold number of viewers stood stunned, prideful of their race, understanding that even though they were not the wisest or oldest of civilizations, there is always something more to human spirit than meets the eye. That was until it was soon revealed that the glorious patent in question was toilet paper. That, as humans like to say, really put things into perspective. End of story. The algorithm reckons you should be watching this video next, and I recommend that you should be always watching my video. So, click with energy! And yes, clicking that does help the channel. Thank you very much. I would just quickly like to give thanks to our Tier 5 members: Elithia, Barky, Fudicule, Meridian117, Cam Maxwell, Casper Arnholtz, Albard and Gusta, Savage Patch Papa, and Lord Azrakal.